Good morning. Look, I sort of have a voice.
Hey.
This is good. Although I think people around me were probably kind of happy for a while that I didn't talk as much. But I tell you, man, that was tough. There's still a little bit of residual, all of it. I ended up going to the doctor. I can't remember now when I did that. No, I think it was Wednesday morning. I think it was. Anyway, feeling better. Went to the doctor and got an antibiotic and a steroid and a cough thingy, and tremendously helped pretty quickly. So that was good because I definitely was getting tired of the little cold that just would not go away. So anyway, so I have a voice today. So sorry. All right. So if I missed you, good morning. Again, not 100% better. So if I start coughing, just give me a second. Rob. So Rob was out of the hospital the second time, he just said. Oh. So Rob, we are sending you lots of love and
but he's out?
Healing hugs. I think so. He said he just got home.
Oh,
he says the liver is causing bloat to build up on me.
Been there, buddy.
Been there, buddy. Yeah. That's what Rob is saying. You know, how are you doing? So we're going to get to, obviously, Eric updates as well. He's here sitting beside me.
Yeah, we kind of don't want the coffee time to be all about me, but we'll update you every week.
Right. We want to stick with...
Good update today. Well, not good update, but big update today.
Yeah.
A rough day.
Jane says, yay, Amy has her voice. Well, I do, mostly. Anyway, so anyone that I missed saying good morning to you, and for all of those of you that are watching that are not able to chat along with us, we know you and see you and thank you and love you as well. So thank you guys for joining in. So this is Halloween week. I will tell you, we're a bit behind. I tried to put on orange, and orange is just not my color. I buy it because I'm like, oh, it'll be fun for the holidays. I'll put like a little orange and black something on, and it's just not a color. So I just put on black. It was easier. So anyway, happy Halloween to those of you that are engaging in those festivities. Our neighborhood usually has a big contest. I think they're having it, but not as many decorations. Of course, I think Milton kind of put a little crimp in a lot of people's plans for that type of decoration. Were you getting ready to say something?
I was just going to say, one of the things I didn't add to the show was how trick-or-treating works around here. You might just mention what we're going to do, how long we're out, and that kind of stuff.
I actually don't even know what our rules are. Like, I know that it's not supposed to be
We're the free state of Florida. I don't think we have rules. You just show up whenever, take whatever candy you want.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Like, I think our son, Forrest, oh, by the way, Forrest is here. Like, here, he's over there. He's been here for a little over a week now, I guess. And he leaves on Friday, I think. He'll be heading back home, but tremendous help here as Eric went through, his first round and just having extra hands on deck. He actually was going to take the dogs in with him for coffee time this morning, but they were remarkably being sort of well behaved. So we're going to keep them in here. But at any rate, I don't even know where I was going with that. But at any rate, trick-or-treaters. So I think Forrest said last year that did they just come and take your whole bucket or something like that? Yeah. Forrest is on. You can chime in. Same thing with Allie. Alyssa and Hong said last year they left just in lieu of having the doorbell continue to ring or knock and have the dogs bark. They kind of left the bucket out. It was like take one, and then some like middle schoolers, I think, that weren't even dressed up kind of came and like just took all the candy. And there was like one kid that was saying, no, guys, don't do that. So, it's funny because I remember as a kid, first of all, I was always a witch because my grandmother made me a witch costume with a hat, and I wore that every single year. It was really just a black cape with like some little accents on it and the big hat. And that was like literally my costume every year, except one year I was Alice in Wonderland, but another day, another story. But I remember my dad back then, excuse me, saying that even then trick-or-treating wasn't like it used to be. So I kind of wonder, what did it used to be like before even I was a kid? I mean, we would take our bags or our pillowcases or our little plastic pumpkin buckets and go door to door. I remember the people down the street would always give pennies. But when our kids were little, there was this one house that literally they'd give you candy, but they'd say, what grade are you in? And you'd say third. And then they would literally bring you worksheets. Like they would bring you, do you remember them? I mean, very sweet people. Like it was a lot of trouble for them to go through. But they would print these packets and like it was cute. It was all Halloween themed, but still. Anyway, so for those of you that are going to be engaging and that really get into it, tell me what you're going to be. Are you dressing up? As adults, do you dress up? Last year, Eric and I got the Sandy and Danny costumes from Greece, and we never put them on.
Oh, we should wear them today.
Nah, I don't think I could fit in it. But anyway, it's just funny. We try, but this year it's obviously a bust for us. My biggest concern right now between us is that we are a full-size candy bar house now, right?
You're daggone right.
That is Eric's. That was always, I'm not kidding you. This was very, very, very important to him when we were, first married and then had kids. And then as we got older, he wanted to be the full-size candy bar house. So that's what we've been doing for a while. But I used to go to BJ's Wholesale Club because you could get the big boxes, 32 variety full-size candy bars. Well, now we have a Costco membership, and I swear I cannot find full-size candy bars at Costco. I cannot find that aisle of just regular candy that's not like protein bars or whatever. Anyway, so I can't find it. So I may have to make a trip to the other place this week. Although I did find some at Target, but there was only 18 in a box, and they were mucho expensive. So I got some, so we're going to be a full-size candy bar. Don't worry, Daddy. Don't cry. We're good. Anyway, so tell me what you guys are going to do, what you're going to be. Do you decorate? Do you celebrate? Do you basically leave a bucket and say, have at it? Do you turn your porch light off? I do say, like, the one thing is, I don't feel like they're out as late here.
True.
That's the one thing I'm a little bit happy about. They start a little bit earlier, it seems like. But, they're not out to, like, I remember in Virginia, it would be like 9 o'clock. They'd still be ringing doorbells. I'm like, come on. But here I think it all kind of dies down. Anyway, so send pictures, do whatever you want. Text me pictures, 407-848-8042 of your kids or you. Anyway, it's a lot of fun. So I know a lot of you have been popping on. I see all the little chat things going. I haven't been paying attention. Kim says they do full size too. All right. Good job. All right. It feels like the boxes grow in number. Kim, they're decorating for Christmas or for Christmas. Well, that's next week. Okay. BJ's has miniature. Yeah, BJ's. Yeah, but like I kind of don't want to have both memberships. I have both memberships, but I really don't want them because I don't really ever go there. Yeah, full size at Sam's Club. We don't have a Sam's Club around here yet.
No, we might have to go like full size Hershey bars. Just get a bunch of Hershey bars. Yeah.
Well, I got enough, I think, for now. I feel like when we're out, it was $120 worth of candy. That's enough.
Oh, my Lord.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Well, because it was $20 per box of 18. So it's like, it's basically $1 a bar. Right. A little bit more. But anyway. All right. Well, let's get going. Let's get started on our show, shall we? Let's see what is brewing this week. Okay, so our topics today, one and done, intrigued, buyer agent concessions, and final walks / NHO, new homeowner orientation was what NHO stands for, and then that is really related to new construction and how those walkthroughs are going to work. So let's go to those. First of all, I have a laugh here. Melody says that her work is doing a Price is Right theme.
Okay.
For your Halloween costumes. That'd be cool. That'd be fun. And then Amy says, lights off, LOL. I start not participating when adult boys would come and knock on my door with fake guns.
Okay, then.
I don't know. For me, it became odd now that my son is... Yeah, I'm with you, Amy, on that one.
Fake guns are dangerous, by the way, in Florida. Don't have your kids do that.
Yeah, no, that's not smart. Not a good plan. Come on, people. Anyway. All right, so our first topic is one and done. So, it's nice in this crazy market to be able to provide really good news. This house, I haven't even had time to tell you about it because we got it on the market, cash offer, like first showing, one showing, and it was done. So this is a very sweet family. They lived in the neighborhood where we used to live. A super, super sweet family. Elizabeth used to babysit their kids. They are moving, still here in Florida. They're just moving to a little bit more space, a little bit more country feel. so they could have, excuse me, a little bit more land. We listed this home, and I don't remember what day we listed it, to be honest, but at any rate, we listed it. It was like 2 days later. We had our first showing, and it was actually that was on a Friday. So we listed, I think, on Thursday. And we had an open house scheduled because this whole scenario is kind of incredible. And it's one of those things that makes you think when and if the time is right, it'll happen. But anyway, as far as this one goes, we had one showing. We had an open house scheduled for the weekend. And the buyer's agent said, is there a scenario in which they would consider accepting an offer before the open house? So as Eric and I call it, we call that the shut it down offer. What is the shut it down offer? And it means, is it good enough and strong enough to warrant us not having an open house and additional foot traffic? First of all, you never want to discourage someone who wants to submit an offer on your home from submitting an offer on your home, especially in this market. So I said, absolutely, 100% yes. It depends on the offer. If the offer is good enough, we'll shut down the open house. And turns out it was a cash offer. Hallelujah. Cash offer, which meant that we didn't have to go through a lot of the other hurdles. And so honestly, it was great. Now, I want to go back and tell you a little bit about this story because it really is an example of the intricacies of real estate and houses and your situation, their situation, my situation, a seller, a buyer situation, and how sometimes the timing just isn't right. And then all of a sudden it is. So the home that they want. So first of all, it's a family. They've got 4 kids, a lot of, family intricacies. There's some homeschooling and special needs kids. And so they really were only interested in moving if the property was right because they needed a spot for a horse. That's right, for a horse. So that obviously is going to take out almost everything around here, except when those few and rare opportunities pop up, we have to jump on it. So there was a house that they loved. We went and we saw it like a month or so ago. They loved it. They wanted it. And I said, well, here's the thing. Like, your home isn't on the market yet. It's not even ready to go on the market yet. We can get it there super fast, but we need to get your home on the market. If you're interested in this property, seriously, we got to make preparations to sell your existing. So they did. They jumped on it. They got their home ready. We got the photographer out there. We were prepped and ready to go active because we wanted to go active so that we could submit an offer on the other house. And the other house went pending. So they were super devastated. We had already done all the work and prepped the listing, but we didn't go active because remember, we don't want to go active until they know where they're going because of their unique situation. I understand ideally for everyone, you want to know where you're going before you sell what you have. But there are some families that have some extenuating circumstances that really mean that we need to navigate this a little bit more intricately, if that's the right way to say it. So we lost the house. They were like, oh my gosh, we're so devastated. So I don't know, a few weeks go by, a month goes by. All of a sudden, she sends me a message. She's like, Amy, oh my gosh, it was back on the market. The house that they wanted was back on the market. So I called the agent, found out that home, they had accepted a home to sell contingency. Okay. That's rare to find somebody who's willing to accept a home to sell contingency, but they did. That buyer did not get their home under contract. The time expired, home went back on the market. So I was like, I don't know if that seller is going to want to chance that again, but we got it to work. So we got them to accept our offer with a home to sell contingency. We had 30 days to get their home under contract. We got it done in 2 with a cash offer. Oh my gosh. Like everything just kind of fell into place, gives me the little chilly bumps. I hopefully this will continue to go smoothly. But we're just super excited for them. So that's a fun story. And it's a great example of sometimes if the timing wasn't right the first time, maybe it is the second.
Well, and it's a story of they priced it right because they knew they had to do it. They accepted a slightly lower offer because they knew they had to.
Yes.
The puzzle pieces worked out. It all fits into a puzzle.
Yes. Yeah. No, actually, that's a very good point.
Speaks like a puzzle.
A puzzle. It's okay. It's all right, babe. Yes, to Eric's point, and I did leave out that because we really needed to sell that house, we were in a motivated situation. So we priced it really well. And it was
shout out to Forrest.
Yep. Shout out to Forrest. It was a strategic pricing for sure. And when the cash offer came in, it came in lower. We countered back because their original offer was not a shut it down offer, but we countered back and we got what we needed, what they wanted, and it all worked out. So, but again, that is why there is no one rule of thumb for anything real estate related. It is always going to be dependent on the situation, the timing, the need, all of that. So I'm super excited for them. So anyway, so that was our one and done topic. Just like to share that with you. The second one is the buyer agent concession. And this is something I think, we talked about before about the new rules that there are now, and this is nationwide, not just here in Florida, that if you are going to purchase a home, that you need to have a buyer broker agreement in place with that commission already decided and agreed upon and signatures on that document before you go into a resale home. New construction, different ball of wax. That's over here. We're not going to talk about it. But if it's resale, then you need to have that in place with your buyer agent. Now, a lot of people, first of all, from my perspective, it's gone pretty smoothly. It's a pain in the rump for the additional paperwork, like as if we weren't busy enough. But as far as the process and the closings and all of that, has been pretty smooth. But here's what I want you to remember. When you priced your home, when someone priced their home 6 months ago, they priced their home with the expectation that they were paying, because this is what their listing agreement stated with their agent, that they were paying the listing agent X amount, and that was going to be divided between two realtors, the listing agent and the buyer's agent. So if it was 5%, if it was 6%, if it was 8%, if it was, wow, that'd be nice. But whatever that amount was that was agreed to already included that buyer agent concession. So a lot of people are wondering, well, okay, well, if I don't have to buy that buyer agent or pay that buyer agent concession, are you lowering the price of your home to compensate for the fact that you're not? No, you're not. And conversely, that buyer was kind of always paying it anyway, because they were paying that amount for the house that they were giving back. Does all that make sense? At any rate, I feel like it's gone pretty smoothly. I am sure there are some agents in this vast country of ours that have probably had some nightmare scenarios and situations. But I think for us, for those of us that are pretty active and able to communicate that and explain that a little bit, really what happens in every case is, I'll have that agreement with my client. When we submit the offer for the house, that document goes in and it all happens just like it did before.
Nobody is reducing the price of their house.
No.
Because they're not paying a buyer agent. That's not happening.
Mm-mm.
Nobody is taking an offer and going, well, we'll give you this house for 2.5% less if you cut out the buyer agent. No one's doing that. It's the same system. Just different paperwork.
It's just a pain in the booty. That's all it is. But there's that happens. It happens with every job, every occupation, every profession. This is just one of ours. But I have had a lot of people asking. I am happy to know that a lot of people are aware of it, because a few of the most recent phone calls that I've had with some clients, they're like, "Oh, I know I need to sign. I need to sign that agreement with you," which makes me feel good that they understand. Because it's always that. I mean, it's not an awkward conversation. It's just I don't know. I'm glad that we have this opportunity to get to know one another. But you can imagine if you're just meeting somebody off the street, you don't know who that person is, you don't know what their history is, you know what their personality's like. How into this are they? Then you're committing to.
That's the one that's really awkward, is you want to see one house.
Yeah.
It's like, here, you have to sign a buyer agent agreement with me.
Yeah.
Those folks don't have relationships, I think, are probably struggling.
Yeah. Thankfully, we don't really have any of those. Most of our people they've already kind of crossed several different barriers of seriousness, I guess, and intent. So anyway, I've had a few people ask, so going smoothly on our end. Again, I'm sure there's some stories out there where they can tell you some crazy things. But for the most part, realtor to realtor, we are helping one another and going, okay, well, on this one you need, because there's different documents like buyer's broker to sell, or seller's broker to buyer's broker, and seller to, it's a mess. But we're working it out amongst us. So, thankfully, I appreciate those realtors on the other side of these transactions. All right. So our final topic is final walks and NHO. So this is really important, mostly because I have some clients, again, interesting story. They are closing on their home this Thursday, which is Halloween. They purchased a beautiful inventory home with K. Hovnanian Absolutely gorgeous. Love, 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 love that kitchen. I'll show you a picture of it at some point. Really beautiful. And it was one of those situations where the builder's like, okay, we're ready to close. And it was honestly, they were waiting on the county to give permission. The builder was kind of ready. They would love to get these things closed, but county had some little, red tape something somewhere. And so they weren't allowed to close yet. But they got notification that they could close. Unfortunately, they didn't get the 30-day notice, which is about what you would normally get. About 30 days. Hey, great, congratulations. Your home is going to be completed. We're going to go ahead and schedule your closing date and your NHO, your new homeowner orientation. And in this case, they didn't get that. They got like a week's notice. Well, 2 weeks notice for closing and 1 week's notice for an NHO. They couldn't get here. Like, some people are like, I can't get there. Like, we're in the middle of chaos where we live and we're packing up, we're moving out, and we got the movers. And so the NHO, now again, the builders call these different things. Some of them call them new homeowner orientation, new homeowner presentation, new homeowner demonstration, your welcome home event. They call them all these different things. And ultimately, this walkthrough is the one that takes place on average about 1 week prior to closing. So if you close on a Friday, the previous Friday would be your new homeowner orientation. And that is your walkthrough with the builder that is a little bit longer. It's more involved. It's going to encompass multiple things, but at least 2. It's going to go over all of the mechanical aspects of the home so that you know how your home functions. Opening up the AC unit so you can see how you're supposed to change your filter and do all of that. Emergency water shutoff valves, irrigation systems. So the mechanics, the function of the home. But it's also the opportunity to go through and take note of the aesthetic and cosmetic aspects of the home and anything that may need to be, tidied up and fixed and addressed. And as a reminder, 1 week before is this walkthrough, and then you have closing. So during that week, no matter what we find at that new homeowner orientation, the builder almost always, in fact, I've never seen them not already have this on plan. They already have scheduled a painter, a drywall person, a cabinet bump or a cabinet crew to come in and check cabinets, and a final clean. So there's 4 things that are already going to be on schedule, which is why that week is important. Some people are like, well, why can't we do the new homeowner orientation like 3 days before closing? Because if you go in there and we have a list of 20 things that need to be addressed, paint touch-ups, drywall touch-ups, and I did it for my clients. I noticed the inside of the closet door had a different doorknob. Aha, I caught it. True story. I'm like, I don't think this is the right doorknob. And it wasn't, but it was on the inside of a closet. Who else would have known? I did. Not that I get everything, but I got that one. But little things like that gives them the time to remedy that. Now, the final walkthrough, and this is where it's important. The final walkthrough. So we've done the new homeowner orientation. We come up with our list of 20 items. Then we come back and we do our final walkthrough, which is just before closing. And I mean just before. Like, it could be the morning of closing and then you go to sign your papers, or it could be the day before and then the next morning you're signing papers. But it's right before. That walkthrough is not a new re-walk. That is an opportunity for you to go. Those 20 items on our list, we're checking them off. The builder did them. Yes, 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 yes. Good. And I say that to you, not because I'm saying, I don't want you to look. I'm telling you to set that expectation that is what that is for. Yes, 100%. If there's something huge that we didn't see, or if something that has happened during that week, we're going to note it. But it is important to know the builder sets aside probably about an hour and a half to 2 hours for your new homeowner orientation. And then that final walk is usually 15 to 30 minutes because it really is just a rewalk. Like, okay, let's double check, put our eyes on it one more time. Do we love our house? Are we just as excited? Did we fix that cabinet? Did we fix that doorknob on the inside of the closet that you tried to hide? And then we can sign off and we can go to closing and be super happy. So anyway, it's just important to note kind of how that timeline works. And it really, really, really is important for the buyer to be there during that new homeowner orientation. I have done, can done, and will do those for clients all the time, but it really is most important that that the homeowner be there when at all possible. Sometimes it's not possible, and that's why you've got me. Okay, are you going to start to whine now, Daisy Jane?
Go out, I guess.
Oh, okay. All right, so I'm going to move on then. So I think that was our last brewing topic, yes? All right. By the way, if you have any questions, don't forget to go ahead and pop them up here. Oh, I know. Yep, Matthew, Juliana, I know. And hey, babe. She didn't want to go? Oh, maybe she wants to go see Scout. Yeah, I know. Not all of them work as smoothly as they're supposed to. Sometimes they go back into your house to paint. There's my hair doing that wacky thing again. Sometimes they go back into your house and paint those touch-ups, and then they spill paint, right?
Shout out Juliana's.
Yes.
By the way, yesterday, we'll give a health update, but
yeah,
they actually sent me a little care package. Mm-hmm. The socks came in MVP yesterday.
Yeah, they absolutely
along
did.
With my son's chicken enchilada
soup. Yeah, man, that stuff was good. Excellent. Very good. Yes. Yeah. Juliana's, we owe you guys big time. Like, seriously, you've been so incredibly helpful. Okay, let's see. Are there any questions in there? Oh, no. Oh, Allie.
Susan Ford's going to want to know what the grandkids are going for Halloween.
Oh, gosh, what are they? Know. Allie and Elizabeth, tell us what they're going for. I know this, but I can't remember this. So Allie and Elizabeth, chime in. Yeah. Did you hear me, Allie and Elizabeth? What are your grandbabies going for? I know they got them. Actually, I think Elizabeth said hers was a surprise. I don't know, but we'll find out, Susan. Don't you worry. We will.
And Gary has a question.
Gary has a question. All right. Gary has a question. All right. How much time do you need to get under contract to sell a home? I'm moving to Del Webb, Stone Creek, and Ocala, closing November 20.
Oh, you can go to the market report, but
yeah, expect to put following week.
So it's a difficult question.
Yeah, I mean, it
could take 1 day, or it could take 180 days.
Yeah. All right. Real quick. Allie says Easton is going as a dragon and Elsie is going as a monkey. There we go. Back to Gary's question. So yeah, it definitely depends. So here's the market report. Okay. But this is 34787 and he's not in 34787. So it's going to be a little bit skewed. So Gary, so if you're not contingent to sell your existing home, obviously that doesn't mean you want to pay 2 mortgages, or if it's cash or whatever the case is, I'm sure you want to get the other one sold. It really is a difficult question to answer. This is a slow time in the market anyway, just because, again, we say it every week, because we're hitting holiday season, things tend to trickle down a little bit, although my one and done, right? I mean, it does still happen, but you have to be really open to the fact that you could do everything right and it still not work out quickly, or you could just get lucky and get a buyer right away. Pricing it right is super important. If you really don't care about the timing and you want to get the most for it possible, then you can price it higher and wait around, but that tends to not really be the greatest idea in the long term look at things. But if you look here at the market polls, and again, this is 34787, not your zip code, but you're not too far from us.
Just quick insertion. The dogs are fighting under your feet.
Okay.
Like they're just playing, but
yeah,
if you hear something weird,
they're playing at each other. Girls, hey. Okay. But you can see last week, 114 active. We had a few more. We had about 10 more active go on the market this week. 1 less canceled. Closed was about the same. Expired's about the same. Pending's about the same. Withdrawn's very close. Status updates, meaning that they made some kind of a correction or a change. And really, it's just a 2-day difference in the absorption rate. So, people think, oh, does that mean it only takes, 26 days to sell my home? Remember, these are averages. This is not, and again, zip code's a little bit different, but no, that doesn't mean it's going to take that long to sell it. I mean, again, we've got homes that have been on the market that are on much longer than that. And then we've got others that go under super duper fast. The key is, Gary, is to price it right and to.
He had a follow up. December.
Not expecting to sell it in December as it is slow, so it's better to wait. Is it better to wait till January? In my opinion, yes. Yes, in my opinion, it is. But that doesn't mean that you can't. It doesn't mean that people aren't looking now. It just means that the likelihood is less, in my opinion. Would you agree? Or
I agree.
Yeah, just with where we are. You know, yeah. It's exciting. Okay. All right. Let's move it on. All right. So let's go to
my update.
Yeah, let's do Eric's update. Let me go to, and is it the picture that says Eric update or Eric solo?
It's the one that says Eric update.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And then you can come to me.
All right. There you go. There's
Hey,
Eric's.
how's it going? Am I on? I don't know.
You're on. You're good.
Hi. I'm going as the Crypt Keeper for Halloween. Just bad day of side effects yesterday. The medication for the chemo, some bad interactions, had some chills, really dehydrated. That's why I can't talk. Have a Gatorade. But it's going okay. Another treatment on Tuesday. Again, I don't want this to be about, we want this to be about real estate and all this stuff, but continue to be just overwhelmed by your support and love it. That's all I have to say about that, I think. Just it was a bad day yesterday, so that's all I have to say about that.
Okay.
Bye.
Goodbye. All right. So yeah, and when we say chills, like again, whoop, this is our first experience going through this, and again, we appreciate and we know you guys care and you do want the updates, but we really don't want this to become, we'll give you updates, but we don't want to try to go crazy. That's one of the reasons he has the YouTube.
Oh yeah. I've been making videos about.
Yeah, Eric's been making videos about that. Allie, I don't know if you can find those links or something if you want to pop the latest one up there. So Eric's been trying to do some videos and put them out there on YouTube for other people to kind of learn from. PSC is not incredibly common. Just like us, it's like cancer. You hear about it, but unless you're actually very personally touched by it, there's a lot of the things that you don't understand. Like, we didn't know that when you go for chemo, the first thing they do is draw blood so that they can run blood tests,
right,
to determine, are you good today? Are we doing chemo today? Do we need to make any adjustments? Things like that.
Which they did.
They did. They absolutely did.
Surprise. So
yeah.
I'm on my chemo drugs are Gemzar and cisplatin. And when you say cisplatin to everyone, they're like, ooh, side effects right away. So I think that definitely kicked in yesterday. Also, it's a little overwhelming with the amount of information you get from other people that have been through it.
Yeah.
So I always try to make sure I say, this is my experience. Everyone's experience is going to vary. So Rob, we'll compare notes, but everyone's experience is going to vary. It's not unique, but because I have to get rid of the cancer before I could deal with the PSC, that's the long journey, and that's where, if I get down, that's why I get down, because we're not dealing with one of the things. We have to deal with the other thing first.
Yeah.
I'll be done now.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And I do think that's, and we'll just do this and we'll move on. I do think that people that don't know, they just think, oh, Eric has cancer. That's part of the problem. There is another bigger problem, which is the liver. And that's our big one. Yes, sir.
Jane asked about insurance. I can.
Okay, hold on. Jane says, what's the update on applying for the other insurance and going to the Mayo Clinic? Yes.
So I have changed insurance. I've added insurance.
Okay.
As of November 1st, which will allow me to go to the Mayo Clinic. It probably was premature because they're probably going to run this course of chemo, which runs till New Year's Eve first. But I wanted to have it in place. It's very expensive. But I want to have it in place in case my doctor goes, let's send you for a consult, because that's a thing. But it is going to be Mayo or bust. Maybe some other organization. But Advent Health here, they didn't really work out. They're very, very conservative. They looked at my stuff and were like, well, not here, basically, but maybe other places. So Mayo has protocols for what I'm going through. So yeah. That's the good thing. Could be anytime in November. It could be after the first year. We'll see. Thank you for asking.
Yeah. He's working hard on that. So if you find me tap dancing on the intersection with my tip jar to try to, I'm just kidding. Yeah, the insurance is expensive. However, I will say that I thought what you told me is that this particular plan, even if it's not the Mayo Clinic, it opens up.
They accept it like across the country.
Yeah. So I feel as his wife that now we are in a position where many more doors are open. And if this one says no, we're just going to knock on this one. And if this one says no, we're going to knock on this one, because now we are paying or will be paying for the insurance that allows us that opportunity.
And some of you that aren't here in the U.S. might not know how our system works. You pay a monthly premium, and then there's an out-of-pocket maximum. This plan has a very, very low out-of-pocket maximum. So I'll probably end up paying the same amount either way after I get some treatment and things. So that's okay. But Amy's not going to have to tap dance on the thing. But
I was kidding.
I know, but you've provided me a transition. So I didn't tell you about this, but the Los Angeles Dodgers, the Dodgers are in the World Series. They're up 2-0. Okay, so we're excited because Amy's. Did Chris come up?
Yeah, Chris came up.
Amy's cousin is Chris Taylor, who plays for the Dodgers.
Yeah, he is.
He's a utility player. He gets in the games. He was on the field the other night when they won. They're 2-0. And it reminded me, speaking of your tap dancing, that as soon as the Dodgers win the game, they play the song "We Love L.A."
Oh, my God.
Which sparked to me this memory.
Okay.
That's Amy.
That's me in the middle. Oh my gosh. First of all, look how old this is because the video quality is so terrible.
Old VHS.
This is back in our performing days. This is the LA section. That's so funny. Oh my gosh. Yeah, for those of you who didn't know, this was
Dancing in the City.
This is Dancing in the City. This was probably 1990.
1, 2.
Yeah. Yeah, probably around there. Anyway, oh my God, that's too funny. All right, that's too funny. Yeah, where did you dig that up?
Facebook.
All right. Yes, Tracy, Chris Taylor is my cousin. Indeed, he is. Yeah, like legit, like not like 55,000 cousins.
Your first cousin.
Yeah, like
he's the son of.
Yeah, my first
the son of Amy's first cousin.
Yeah. So super excited for him. Went to UVA, where my son went. Go Who's. Yeah, very exciting. Okay. Okay, I'll make sure I didn't miss anything. All right, I'm going to move on. Let's go to wishes. Okay, so here are our wishes for the day. Oh, first of all, I got to put this picture up. Hold on. Can I do it? Oh, that's just... That's Elizabeth sent me that. That's Elsie watching Mimi. That's so cute. She just woke up. Suzanne and Ross. Okay, so Suzanne and Ross are closing on Thursday. They're the ones that are closing on Halloween. Super excited for them. Again, that house is beautiful. Kayavnanian, gorgeous home right here in Horizon West here in Winter Garden. Super excited for them. Liz and Chris times 2. They're the ones that we did the one and done. So not only did we get a home to sell contingency offer accepted, we also got their existing home under contract. Boom. So that, I don't want to get too cocky on that one. I hope that's a lot of things that could go wrong, but so far they've gone right. We're excited about that. And Roosevelt and Dilsa, we are so excited. They also contracted. I think I may have forgot to mention them last week, but they've contracted with Meritage. So they've got a home that they're going to be closing on relatively soon. So super excited for them. And then there wasn't another wishes, right? That was it?
No, that was another one. But I want to give a shout out to Diz Deb. Diz Deb is my friend on Facebook.
Yes.
She is living her best Disney life and her best Florida life. She closed just a little while ago.
Yep.
I just love it so much.
Yeah. It's, well, and I'm curious. So first of all, I guess I can say this. Diz Deb, if I can't say this, I'm so sorry. So first of all, they were supposed to close. There was an issue with Milton. Remember, we had to push it. So all of that happened. In that same time, her husband was called to jury duty. So he was potentially going to have to be on jury duty. And turns out he was released, but it was the murder trial that's happening here. The Sarah Brown or something. I don't know. Somebody.
The big one, yeah.
The big one. That was his case that he would have been on. So anyway, so he was not. But the other thing, so just Deb, if you're here, or comment or tell me later, or I'll just text you and ask. They had gotten word that their storage facility for some of their belongings had flooded during the storm, and they weren't really sure what they were going to see when they got their stuff. So I'm hoping everything went well, with them, and that they got their stuff. I know they're super busy. Also, I want to shout out to Lisa Correa, because she's like, good morning from Claremont, because they closed a few weeks ago. And anyway, we're just so excited. It makes me so happy to see you guys. We're here, we're talking, we're having fun, and then you're buying a house, then you're closing, and now you're our friends and neighbors. So Daryl's, this is Jen. I loved that clip. Jen, like video though, from like way back in the day, it needs to be better, because that's really bad. But anyway, I love that whole show. Was fantastic. Probably between that one and It's Magic were my favorite shows that we ever did. Anyway, okay, moving on. Let's go to, what do we need to go to, dear?
What
I'm watching. All right. I knew this was going to happen. I literally just started coughing. So sorry. So I started watching this last night. It's called Disclaimer on Apple TV. Fair warning, it starts out fine, and then it gets a little intimate. I forward because I can't, but it's a really good story. So I've watched, I think, all that I can watch, and I think another episode is supposed to come out on Fridays, I think it is. Anyway, so yeah, disclaimer, it's interesting. So I would say watch that. I'm also very excited because when this one ended, it like started to roll over to another option. Have you seen the advertisement? There's a Billy Crystal thriller called Before.
Oh, might be good.
I'm going to be excited about that
one. I'm going to tell on you, though.
You're going to tell on me?
So last night I was not feeling very good because of the side effects. I put the show together like at 8 o'clock, but Amy's been up here in the media room, and I'm on the thing, and she's
Daisy.
watching Disclaimer, and I hear sex noises, and I'm like,
Daisy.
Amy, Kidwell. And then she did fast forward.
I do.
She fast forward, yeah.
I don't know. I just don't need to watch it. I don't know. I know I'm weird. I know.
But hang on, let me check this dog. Don't go to anything else.
Check the dog.
She was whining out.
I just gave her some treats.
Ladies and gentlemen, special guest, Forrest Kidwell.
Yay!
Come and say hi.
Is there Scouter Boy? Where's my
Lean in and say hi. That's our son Forrest.
Yay, it's my boy. I love him. He's here. And there's Scouter Boy. So we have 4 dogs in our house right now.
He wanted you to see Forrest.
There's Scout. Scout is a blue healer, and Forrest rescued him, saved his life. Here, let me get out of this way.
Well, it's not going to work.
That's okay. It's all good. This is our like. We should really just have a reality show. That's what we should do.
Love you, bud.
All right, what's happening? Thank you, buddy. Anyway, okay, it's happening. Oh, also, the other thing we didn't talk about. Yes, Kate Blanchett. Is it Blanchett or Blanchett? It's Blanchett, isn't it?
Blanchett.
Blanchett. That's what I thought. But like with French, you'd have the extra e afterwards, so you would know it was Blanchett. But anyway, so moving on. Oh shoot, I was going to say something. Oh, well, it wasn't that important. Anyway.
I interrupted you for special guest.
You interrupted. It's okay. That special guest was super important. Yeah, I wish he was staying longer, but he'll be back again. Oh, I was going to talk about JMU. JMU had homecoming, and so Dawson, by the way, got sick. So here's the thing: why do kids, like when he was leaving to go on the airplane? When he was visiting, I was trying not to get too close, and I was wearing my mask because I didn't want him to get sick. And he's leaving, and I was like, "Here, I want some hand sanitizer before you get on the plane and walk through the airport." He's like, "Mom, I'm fine." Like, "You want to take this?" "Mom, I'm fine. I'm not going to get sick." And then what happens? He gets there and he gets sick, and he's like really sick. So he went to like the Med Express type place there on campus. I don't know what you call it, the clinic or something. Anyway, so but thankfully, I think he got enough medicine in him that he felt okay-ish. They had a big homecoming weekend, so congratulations to the Dukes. Woo-hoo, they did win. And by the way, more than anything, if you are not familiar with what that area looks like in the fall, do yourself a favor and go look at fall photos in Harrisonburg, Virginia. I mean, the Blue Ridge Mountains, those trees. Love it. Anyway, all right, moving on. All right.
Your word if you want.
My word.
Oh, now come on, Amy, tell me what's the word.
Okay, so the word today is counter. Obviously, this is related to real estate transactions. It's important to know that when you submit an offer, okay, there's a property that you want, you're going to submit your offer on it. There's a couple of different rules of thumb. Some people are like, well, let's come in low because we know they're going to counter back. Okay, fine. Do you want to barter back and forth? Maybe. Do you want the house? Maybe we could submit a good, fair offer to begin with and we can wrap this baby up and not run the risk of losing it. Because remember, if you submit an offer and someone counters, that original offer does not exist anymore. That existing offer that you submitted to begin with doesn't happen. Now, that doesn't mean you can't go back to those terms. But once you have countered an offer, the original offer is no longer in play. You're like, well, I didn't like that one. I'm going to suggest we do this instead. Okay, so you can go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth like this if you want. But just remember that don't try to be cute, right? Don't try to counter. If there they go.
Ooh, Maggie got her.
They're so cute. I love them so much. Maggie. But it's important to remember that when you counter, that original offer is gone. So the point is, be thoughtful about everything that you do. Probably one of my biggest pet peeves is the needless back and forth in like $2,000 increments. It's like you're running the risk of something happening and being a little bit nitpicky. Sorry, go ahead.
Can we talk about the sneaky? That it's not sneaky, but very often, rather than do a go low and go counter, if we're worried about losing the house, we do what's called an escalatory clause.
Yeah.
Right. So this happened recently. Mm-hmm. Did an escalatory, and then the other agent will say, "Well, I do have another offer that's bumping up that escalatory clause," and then by law, ethics or whatever, they're required to show you that offer. So you make a thing, let's say it's $495 with an escalatory up to $510. They suddenly go, well, we got an offer for $510 or for $508, so your offer goes to $510. So then Amy says, show me the offer. It happened just now.
It happened, yeah.
She said, well, the offer hasn't come in yet. So what you really meant is that you're countering at 508. That's what you really meant.
Right.
None of this.
Yeah.
I don't understand. It's like people don't understand. You're going to have to show us the offer.
No, you're right. That was a really good story. It's a good one to share. And this actually happened to who else we didn't mention though? We didn't mention Carrie and Manny.
Oh.
Carrie and Manny. I need to mention you. Carrie and Manny went under contract. Yeah, it happened to them. They really, really, really wanted the house. The agent also happens to be the owner, implied that there was somebody else submitting an offer. So once we heard that somebody else might be submitting an offer, we added the escalatory. That's not something that you need to do in every scenario, especially in the market the way it is now. But when you hear there's another offer coming and you want that house, then we do everything we can. So we added the escalatory in there. We came in a little under asking price because we felt that was fair. But we wanted to make sure we were still in play in the event that another offer came in. So she said, she's like, oh, we have the other offer. So yours now goes to whatever. And I was like, oh, okay. I said, so the escalatory is in play. I said, not a problem. Like, we're happy with that. That'll work. Can you just send me a copy of the other contract or the other offer? that by law you have to do that. Otherwise, it's just take your word for it that the escalatory is in play. And she said, oh yeah, just like Eric said, it's like, well, we don't actually have the offer yet. I expect it today. I'll send it to you when and if we get it.
Yeah.
And I was like, when and if you get it, I was like, well, then the escalatory is not actually in play. So I know in that case, it was, we did ours in a $2,000 increment for the escalatory. So we would beat the other person's price by $2,000. But yeah, that was a little shady. And so I said, so if we just come back at asking, we'll be okay. She's like, yeah, just do that. I'm like, you tried to sneak out another $2,000.
Yep.
So anyway, yes,
Carrie, so sorry I didn't put you on wishes, by the way.
Yeah,
it
we'll
was
get
late
it next
when
time.
I was doing that.
No, I it was my fault because I didn't. I usually try to.
It was me.
Okay, fine. No, but you. It was you. Anyway. Oh yeah, there she is. Yeah, Raven's Nest Essentials. Yes, that was our house. Yes. See, Carrie knows they were being a little shady. Yeah, so exciting. Very, very, very exciting. Okay, what else do we have going on, dear? Anything else?
I think we're good.
I think we're good too. Let me just double check. Was there anything for Scoop? Oh yeah, there was though.
Oh, there definitely is. Yes.
Okay, so what I'm excited about, Trinity Family Builders, as a reminder, you know, we do have our series that we're still planning on doing, are like essentially, you know, buying 3 homes with Trinity. But what I'm most excited about is that at Ridgeview, there in Claremont, again, right off of Schofield Road, that's going to connect you straight here to Horizon West. They now have some inventory homes for sale. So that's very exciting. So they are actually getting ready to sell. We have, I think it's November 4th. I'll be heading over there for their grand opening of the models. They have, I believe, 2 or 3 models over there at Ridgeview. I'm just very excited. So if you're looking for, I know, baby, if you're looking for some, maybe some quick move-in homes, definitely a spot to go take a look. They've got some great inventory. And I'm excited to share with you a little bit. I know we told you that we went to the design center. So I have chosen the design options for 2 houses with Trinity. We will be building the Sims model. The Sims model at Trinity Lakes. And is it Trinity Lakes? Yes. And then the other one is the Lopez model at Ridgeview. So they're in Ridgeview where they're selling inventory. We picked the design options. So very excited. So if you like either of those floor plans, you like any of those communities, the one is out in Groveland, the other one is in Claremont. So,
and just we're going to show the process.
Yeah, we'll show the process. We're just, you know, struggling a little bit trying to get all of that done with all the, you know, other things we've got going on. Anyway, yeah, Carrie says, usually signed in as Enchanted Nomads. Didn't notice I'm in my other email.
Yeah.
That's okay. We love you no matter what your email is. All right, guys. So
I thought maybe you changed it because you have the new house.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that house too. I mean, can we just talk? It's like the whole porch wraps around, and then you've got an upstairs balcony that wraps around. It is just
1906.
1906. Yes.
So beautiful.
I'm just so excited. I'm just so excited. Anyway, I'm living vicariously through them with this house. I cannot wait to see what they do with it, like the balconies and stuff for Christmas. Anyway, all right. So I think we're good. I don't think we have anything else, right, dear? All right. I didn't miss any last minute questions. Everybody good? Everybody good? I think we are good. All right, guys. So I hope you guys have a wonderful, whatever it is that you do on Halloween, whether it is that you deck out your house and yourselves and your family, and you go out and you enjoy and celebrate and eat and give and consume lots of candy. Or if you are the person who shuts down the light and turns off all the lights and shuts your door and doesn't do anything, I'm with you. It's all good. Otherwise, I'm just going to tell you that next week, we may be a little Christmassy in our house. I'm just saying.
We better be.
Maybe a little bit. So
I'm ready.
I know, right? Say goodbye to all these fall decorations. Not that there's that many up here, to be honest. But I will, hopefully we'll start to get a little bit of Christmassy stuff. So give me something to do this week. Anyway, all right. Eric has chemo tomorrow morning. So stay tuned.
Oh, yeah. Yay.
I'm sorry, baby. I'll be with
It's
you.
okay. I like it. You're attacking it.
You're attacking it. Sit. Got it. All right, guys. As always, you know, say it with me. Please stay safe, stay well. Remember, we love you guys. We appreciate you so daggone much. Thank you for being a part of our lives and a part of our Monday. Elizabeth says, let's go shopping. You got it, girl. Let's go. All right. Bye, guys. Have a great week. We love you. Bye.